What's up guys, and welcome to today's video where I'm going to talk about how Chelsea should use the transfer market this coming transfer market. So we are going to start off with how Chelsea did this season. Obviously not the best season for Chelsea. We came 10th, I believe, and then that is really not what we expect with the players like Fabregas, who was amazing last season, Eden Hazard, we got Kurt Zuma, who was obviously injured in January, like early this year, but we've got amazing players, and then we just lose to teams like Sunderland and stuff, and then our form is really inconsistent, and I believe that is because of the lack of signing we had in last summer transfer market to be exact, where Mourinho just signed Falcao and he scored 1 goal this season. So we're just going to start off this video with who should Chelsea sell this coming transfer market. So we're just going to get Falcao in the squad because we want to sell him. Now obviously Falcao hasn't been very good, like he's literally done nothing. It's not loading. Oh, I've got him in the club for some reason, but anyway, so this is Falcao, and then apparently he's trying to go to like China, or maybe he's going back to Monaco or something, but his form has definitely dropped, and we just don't need him anymore. And the next player that I want Chelsea to sell is by the name of Loic Remy. Obviously in the last, wow, okay, not in my club, but in the concept squad, if I can find, yes, Loic Remy obviously hasn't been promising for Chelsea this season. Like he's missed a lot of chances, I have to say. Whenever he comes on, he just does nothing, to be honest. He misses a lot of chances, and then I especially saw against Stoke the terrible miss that Remy did. And the next player that Chelsea should sell is Oscar. Now, some people might not agree with selling Oscar, but wow, I'll just put the inform one in then. But in my opinion, Oscar has been really poor this season, and he really hasn't changed anything to improve Chelsea, to be honest. Now, I think Fabregas is playing at Cam, and then 2 CDM, there's Matic and Mikel. Oh, Mikel, he's definitely got to go as well. Let's talk about Mikel. Actually, there's so much thing to talk about Mikel, and how much he screwed up Chelsea this season. It's just unreal. I saw all the mistake. John Obi Mikel, he can leave Chelsea as well. I mean, he stayed for Chelsea around 10 years, which is, but I'm not sure if we should call him the legend of Chelsea, because he was just that, I don't know, the player that just stays in the sub the whole time and just doesn't do much. So Mikel is definitely the player that's got to go as well. So these are the main players that I think has got to go. So we're just going to remove them from the squad, because we don't want them in Chelsea squad anymore. So goodbye. So this squad is going to represent who Chelsea needs to play in the transfer market or next season. So first of all, I'm just gonna, so the players, like the position that Chelsea need to sign is a Cam, because hopefully Oscar leaves. So we need to sign a Cam to replace Oscar, and it's got to be someone like decent. So I'm thinking of someone like Ben Arfa, who I think his contract is running out. So I reckon he would be a very good signing if he's free. I know he's getting a little bit old, but that won't really stop anything. Like, he's been amazing this season at League One. So if he comes back to Premier League, he's definitely gonna improve the Chelsea squad, even though his age is getting a bit old. And at striker, and there's another League One player, and I think it's gonna be Lacazette. Lacazette would be amazing player to sign. He's an amazing player, and obviously at the start of the season he wasn't too great, but overall League One he has scored 21 goals and 3 assists, which is pretty good, because everyone's talking about how Lacazette has been poor this season, but really he's actually been pretty decent. And on the left mid we're gonna have Eden Hazard. He is getting his form back, thank goodness. He's scoring some goals. He's being like how he played last season, which is great. That is exactly what we want. Hazard is getting back in form. That is amazing. And right mid, obviously one of the best contributors of Chelsea, it is Willian. I can't find him, so I'm just going to search him because it's going to take so long. So we'll just add Willian to the squad as well. He's been absolutely phenomenal this season. He is one of the players that like actually tried to be good. I'm not sure if that makes any sense, but you know, he's the only player who tried before Mourinho left. And moving on to the centre mid position, or CDM or whatever, but we're just gonna reset. How do I reset? I can't reset. Yes, any, and then we're gonna go for Cesc Fabregas, who we actually do need. Fabregas, a solid player, and he's definitely getting his form back as well. But before I move on any further, I just want to go on and just show you what position that Chelsea need to sign. So I've got a list over here. So Chelsea need to sign a new striker, definitely, a new cam, a new right winger, because it seems that Cuadrado is gonna go fully to Juventus. Because why would you want to leave Juventus if you're doing so well, and then when you play at Chelsea you play so crap? So he's definitely gonna go to Juventus. So I'm thinking of someone like Hulk or Beraldi would fit in pretty nicely. Beraldi's been decent. Hulk, I'm not too sure, but he's getting a bit old as well. But he would definitely be that impact player to get Chelsea back into the winning ways next season. And we need a new centre mid slash centre, like a defensive midfielder. So I'm thinking of someone like Nainggolan. Obviously, I've seen a lot of news that he's connected with Chelsea, which is good news. We need someone like Nainggolan, someone really energetic and powerful, strong midfield. And I think Pjanic would also be a pretty decent choice if Chelsea is interested in signing him, but I've never seen any news. And I think Krychowiak would be very good as well, obviously playing for Sevilla. He's been solid for Sevilla this season, so I reckon Krychowiak is going to be decent, because Matic is getting kind of out of form, I can't lie there. So but I'm just going to put him in the squad anyway. So there we go, there's Matic in the squad. And then we need a new centre back. That is definite. We had so much problems in defence for Chelsea this season. Obviously Zuma was injured, and thank goodness Cahill actually performed pretty decent, which is a good thing. So we'll definitely, actually I'm going to put Zuma there, because I think Zuma will be a better choice. But Zuma has been absolutely phenomenal before his injury. Obviously a very unfortunate injury. Oh, why they put the 81 in, it doesn't really matter. But I think alongside Zuma, very good choice would be Koulibaly. But really, for Koulibaly, why would you want to leave Napoli when, you know, they came second this season, which has been very good? They're going into Champions League next season. Chelsea, they're not going anywhere. We're not even going to Europa. So for Koulibaly's perspective, why would he want to come to Chelsea? Absolutely no reason. So we obviously have Conte the next season. So I'm thinking of maybe he is, you know, good enough. He knows people well enough to bring in some solid Italian players. And I think Bonucci, he definitely has a chance of coming to Chelsea. Like, he's been playing for Juventus for a while, and then I think, you know, Chelsea as a Premier League player, and he knows Conte really well. I think it would be a good challenge for him. So I really see hopes of Bonucci coming in, or maybe someone like experienced Premier League experienced player, someone like Van Dijk would be very decent at Chelsea as well. But for now, I think I'm going to put in the most reasonable one, which is probably Bonucci, if I can find him. Yes, I can. That is good. 84 rated, solid. Get in the squad, mate. And right back. Now I'm not sure about Ivanovic, because I think Terry's going to sign a new contract. Ivanovic, I'm just not too sure about him playing anymore. And I think someone like Mari Gaspar, De Ambrosio from Inter Milan, someone like Florenzi, like Italian connection, well, not Mari Gaspar, but someone like Florenzi, he might come if Conte does, you know, tell him to come. Then he's probably going to come, because, you know, former Italian managers, so they got that little bit of connection. So there's a little bit of possibility that Florenzi might come to Chelsea as well, and that is going to be very phenomenal. But, you know, again, there is no big reason for Florenzi to come to Chelsea, since he's been playing very well for Roma, and Roma's been playing decent. So I think they're going to go into Champions League or Europa League if they fail to go into Champions League. So, you know, Florenzi, I'm not too sure. He would be an amazing signing. He's been absolutely amazing this season. And moving on to the left back, you know, there's only one left back at Chelsea. His name is Azpilicueta. Let's get him into the squad. Yes, Azpilicueta. Oh, okay. I apparently have Azpilicueta in the squad. That's very nice. So Azpilicueta, obviously he hasn't been as good as last year, but he's definitely a very good player. And goalkeeper, okay, the goalkeeper was a little bit of a problem. Like Begovic, he made a few mistakes, and I reckon Courtois, he's not going to go anywhere, definitely, because you know, could really want him. He hasn't been too good, so I reckon Courtois is going to stay at Chelsea with Begovic. I'm not too sure about Begovic. Begovic might leave, so if Begovic leaves, I think the replacement is going to be Fraser Forster, but I don't really want Begovic to leave because he just made a few errors, and he made a lot of crucial saves as well with Courtois, even though he wasn't in the best form. So anyway, I just want to continue with who Chelsea should get in the striker position. Obviously there's players like Diego Costa, and I'm also thinking of what if Chelsea tried to bring someone, you know, the players I'm saying is a little bit old. Someone like, I'm thinking of Gamero, who obviously is 29, which is, you know, he's just getting to the end of that, you know, the prime age. But still, he would be a very solid signing. He's French, and sadly he didn't make into the squad. Giroud did somehow, but he did score a hat-trick, so I guess he does deserve to be in it. Someone like Icardi would be solid, because he's obviously scored a few goals, and you know, I really want Dybala, but Dybala's never gonna leave. And someone like Icardi is someone, you know, a lot of possibility for Icardi to come to Chelsea, because Inter Milan, I think they're going to Europa League. I'm not too sure about Serie A, but they're definitely not going anywhere too special. So I reckon if Icardi would be a very good signing. It's either going to be Icardi or Lacazette, I'm not too sure. But and the other player in cam, if we can't get Ben Arfa, I want to see someone like Perisic. Again, a player that is getting a little bit old. Actually, I'm not too sure how old is Perisic. I have got absolutely no knowledge. Let's just see, because I actually got no idea how old he is. He's 98, 89, so he's 27 years old, which, you know, wow, Perisic would be a good signing actually. He's from Croatia, so you know, very promising. Who did he play for before? I think he played for Wolfsburg, and he moved to Inter Milan. He's been pretty solid this season, so I reckon if, you know, Chelsea call him, he might come again playing for Inter Milan, not the biggest club. So, you know, if we call him, there's definitely more possibility than someone like Florenzi or Koulibaly, Manolas for instance. And someone like Jose Callejon, again getting a little bit older, and it looks like I'm saying that every single time, and I have absolutely no reason why. But you know, Callejon's been decent for Napoli this season, so I reckon he would be a decent signing if Chelsea can actually get hand on him. But again, and he's not starting, I believe, because Hamsik is starting instead of him, so Callejon just chilling in the bench. So if Chelsea do sign him, then Callejon definitely is going to start, because there's no one else, are they? So we're going to go for the right wing, you know, probably sub for Willian. Imagine Willian is injured, then we are literally screwed, because no one's going to try. So we need someone, you know, probably no one can be as good as Willian, but you know, someone a little bit from the smaller club, someone like Beraldi. Yes, we found him. Beraldi would be a very good signing. Italian, so Conte might try to bring some Italian players, and that is what I'm definitely sure about. He is definitely going to bring at least 1 or 2 Italian players, because he is Italian himself, so I think he would feel more comfortable if we bring in some Italian players. Or someone like Hulk would be decent, but I reckon Beraldi is going to be better for the future of the club. And someone like Nainggolan is going to be good, so we're just going to add him in as well. I already talked about him, so I'm not going to talk about him again. And I just want to talk about the players that Chelsea already have got in the club right now. So obviously Terry might sign a new contract, and I just want to talk about John Terry, because I'm just not sure about that guy. Obviously Chelsea's legend had some few problems, and then he turned out to be, well, not turned out to be, but you know, so many people said that he was the reason why Mourinho left, and he couldn't stop the mess in the locker room, which I have no idea if that is true or not. But he definitely hasn't been solid this season. He's got a red card against Sunderland this season, yeah, a few matches ago. So his contract is running out. I believe that Chelsea offered him a new contract, but as a Chelsea, I don't really want Chelsea's legend to go like that. Like, at least gotta leave while Chelsea is playing decent for once. So, I really don't want John Terry to leave like that, because even though there was a lot of problems, he's been very solid for Chelsea last few years. So a lot of Chelsea fans respect him, which is very good. That is what we want, and a lot of Chelsea fans want him to stay. But the question is he gonna play though? Like, obviously he means a lot to Chelsea, but can he actually improve the squad? My answer is I don't really think so, because we're definitely going to sign a centre back, and he's probably going to be partnered up with Zuma, who's young, got a lot of potential. So, and then Cahill's not going to go anywhere. Then where's Terry going to fit in? I don't really think that it's very convenient. I mean, he just can't stay and just not play. That would just kind of ruin his career. But no, even though I do want to farewell Terry while we're in a very good form, I'm just not sure about Terry staying next season. But anyway, I was talking about Van Dijk, and he's a very good player for Southampton, I believe. Yes, it is Southampton. Very, very solid centre back, and in the bench right now, they don't really mean anything. They're just the player that that might have potential. That's not going to be the actual bench. Oh no, yeah. Obviously, Hulk. He'll be a very solid signing. He never really played for a big club, not like a big club. I mean like a big league. So Hulk might want. Is nearly getting the end of his prime age, so he might definitely want to move to a bigger club or like a bigger league, and then just prove himself to the world, because everyone knows Hulk, but he's just been playing in those minor leagues that no one really watches or no one really talks a lot about. So himself might want to come to Chelsea, or I mean not Chelsea, but like some bigger leagues, like I don't know, Man United might want to sign him. I have no idea. But anyways, this is the last option that Chelsea could go with, Kevin Gamera, a very solid player. Let's just add him as well. So these are some of the potential players that Chelsea could sign, and this is what I want Chelsea to look like next season. I'm not too sure if Florenzi's gonna come, Nucci's gonna come. I'm not sure if Ben Arfa's gonna come, Lacazette's gonna come, Hazard might leave with next season, even though I take that possibility as very, very low. We're just gonna add the manager, because why not? Let's just add the manager. Let's even make 100k. But anyways, this was how my idea of Chelsea. So if you have enjoyed it, please hit the like button, subscribe, and goodbye.